Algebra 1, 5-1, solving inequalities by addition and subtraction. So the way we solve inequalities is pretty much the same as we solved equations. So it's very similar to equations in one key aspect, and that is what you do to one side, you must also do to the other. Here's an example. X minus 12 is greater than or equal to 8. And so I want x to be by itself, so I'm going to add 12 to both sides. So I get x alone, and I get x is greater than or equal to 8 plus 12, which is 20. Notice I left my sign there the same way. Now, here's my answer. And I can plug that 20 back in here. 20 minus 12 is 8. And so that answer checks out. And what this means here is x represents all real numbers greater than or equal to 20. So that's what this is saying here, that x is any number that I could plug in for x that is 20 or greater fits this equation or inequality and makes this inequality true. All right, so we did this example. You guys do several on your own. So I've got 22 is greater than m minus 8. Another you try here. D minus 14 is greater than or equal to negative 19. I'm going to have you do a couple more. M plus 19 is greater than 56. P plus 8 is less than or equal to 18. Look, I'm having you do all these. X plus 15 is less than 2. Okay, so I want you to do all 5 of these here on your own. We'll take some more notes. Go ahead and pause now and do these 5 inequalities. Go. All right, let's see how you did. I'm going to add 8 to both sides of this one. I get 30 is greater than, excuse me, m. Or m is less than 30. 30 is greater than m. I'm going to add 14 to both sides of this one. And I get d is greater than or equal to negative 5. Positive 14, negative 19. What's left over from those two is negative 5. I'm going to subtract 19 from both sides of this one. M is greater than 56 minus 19 is 37. Oh, I didn't circle this. Subtract 8 from both sides of this one. P is less than or equal to 10. And last one here, minus 15. X is less than positive 2, negative 15, negative 13 is what's left over. All right, I hope you did well on those. Let's keep moving. So here are some symbols that we are going to be using here with these inequalities. And so we're going to have a few examples, and then we're going to write some words here. So I'm going to have x is less than 10. X is less than 10. So less than is what we're talking about here. X is less than 10. X is greater than 5. x is greater than 5. Oops, forgot the r there. Greater than 5. X is less than or equal to 2. X is less than or equal to 2. Less than or equal to. That's what this sign says. And the last one, x is greater than or equal to -3. X is greater than or equal to -3. So if it doesn't have the line underneath it, then it's just less than or greater than. If it's got the line underneath it, then it's less than or equal to. Less than or greater than or equal to. Okay, let's move on here. Variables on each side. And we're also going to do some graphing here. So let's start with an example. I've got 3a plus 6 is less than or equal to 4a. So I'm going to subtract 3a from each side. And so I have 6 is less than or equal to 4a minus 3a is 1a. And so I've got 6 is less than or equal to a. There's my answer. Now, what would this look like on a number line? I'm going to put 0 here. I'm going to put 6 right here. If you want to go dot, 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 dot to 6, that's fine. I don't need you to do that. This or equals to means that 6 is included in my answer of what a could be. Now 6 is less than or equal to a, and if I read this backwards, a is greater than or equal to 6. So that means my a values are all going to be either 6 or greater than 6. A is greater than or equal to 6. So or equals to gives me a solid dot. Greater than, I draw my arrow this way to show all of those a's that are represented in this inequality. Let's do another one together. 9n minus 1 is less than 10n. Alright, so for this one I'm going to subtract 9n from both sides. And I get -1 is less than 10 minus 9 is 1n, so I've got n. Alright, so I'm going to put 0 right here, -1 right here. Now, -1 is less than n, so I'm going to, since it's not or equals to, that means -1 is not included in the solutions for n. N is greater than -1, so that means I'm going to, again, shade to the right. All right, here are two for you to do. 5h is less than or equal to 12 plus 4h, and 6x minus 2 is less than 5x plus 3. All right, go ahead and do these two and graph them, and we'll check it in just a minute. So go ahead and pause and get to work. Okay, let's see how you did. I'm going to subtract 4h from both sides, and I get 1h is less than or equal to 12. Here's 0, here's 12, less than or equal to, so I have a solid dot. H is less than 12, so I'm going to shade to the left. all of these values are less than or equal to 12. Let's do this one. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And I end up with x minus 2 is greater than 3. Now I'm going to add 2 to both sides. X is greater than 5. Now I'm going to graph this. I've got 0 here, I've got 5 over here, and x is greater than, not greater than or equal to, so I'm going to have an open circle because 5 is not included in my solutions here. X is greater than 5. X is greater than 5. Now some of you may have learned to have an open circle and then draw the arrow like this. Either one of these is totally fine. So back here like this, if you drew the arrow like this instead of like this, doesn't matter. Either way is totally fine with me. Okay, and that is all of the notes for 5-1.